In the 1800s, what is now called the Crawford County Historical Society was founded. At the time, it was instead called the Meadville Library Art and Historical Association and eventually changed to the Crawford County Historical Society along with a location change. The society is filled with history from top to bottom. They contain papers and artifacts from over 100 years ago that represent the people who have and do inhabit Crawford County. This society was built for the purpose of preserving our county's roots and interpreting what the history of Crawford County means. Some of these documents include the organization of the Historical Society, which you can also find in a newspaper article dated all the way back to 1880. Another document is the outline of the history of Crawford County. One outline shares the story of how Washington traveled from Franklin to Fort LaBeouf, and at the same time, he named French Creek. There are also many articles titled Crawford County History, which covers topics such as early Republicans, French Creek boatmen, the Richmond Canal, and more. In one, there was an interesting article about Mary Reynolds called The Two Faces of Mary Reynolds, which talked about her psychiatric case of local interest. Lastly, they contained many old newspapers of Crawford County, which were called Crawford Messenger. An entry from 1963 tells the story of Colonel Joseph Hackney. Hackney was one of the first men to trade with the Indians. He traded 6 shillings for beaver pelts with an Indian man. The Indian gave him the pelt but threw it in Hackney's loft. Hackney continued to buy pelts from this Indian, but eventually felt as if something was wrong. After looking in his loft, he realized that he had been buying the same exact pelt over and over. The Indian man had found a ladder to go into the loft and steal his pelt back. He would then continue to sell Hackney the same pelt. The story ends by saying the colonel thought it a first-class joke and his friends reminded him of it for years to come. In more present newspapers, there is still much to be said about the Crawford County Historical Society, and they can all be found in the Historical Society. There are newspapers about the growing society and articles about awards given and received, such as the Preservation Award of 2007. This society has had many things donated to them, which is one great thing that helps the society learn more about the county's past. The society owns and operates many other places such as Holland Hall, Shryock Park, the French Creek Feeder Canal Educational Kiosk, and they are most known for the Baldwin Reynolds House and Museum. This house was built in 1843, and its purpose is to represent our county and the past of it. They host many events for people from all around to experience and enjoy. Some of the events they host are Halloween plays, dinners, walkthroughs, the trees of Christmas, and many others. This house and society are both still a huge part of Crawford County. They bring many people together and help them learn more about themselves and everything they hold, educate us on the past, but it also educates people today and can connect them to their ancestry. The stories of so many live on because of the preservation of this society.